This is the LowcoSports Lowdown podcast. Here are your hosts, Justin Jarrett and Wes Kerr.
I'm Veronica Corningstone. He is not Wes Kerr. He's Mad Max Araj. This is the LowcoSports Lowdown. Justin Jarrett and Max Araj with you. Wes Kerr will be joining us a little bit later. Hopefully he's trying to escape from Hardyville. They had a marathon doubleheader out there, USCB baseball. Last I checked, they were down 14-10.
I believe I have the final score here. Hold on.
All right. It was 13-3 in game one, but regardless, tough day for the Sand Sharks out there. Tough day for Wes on the call. It's hard to call those kinds of games, especially the blowout game, but then to follow it up with a slugfest that doesn't go your way is not a great thing.
Yeah, Georgia College won that second game 16-10.
All right. I'm collecting scores still because we're going to have a very improvisational type show tonight. I'm coming in hot from out at the farm where Patrick Henry was in a good game for a long time with Colleton Prep, and then ran away. The Warhawks kind of ran out of pitching, ran out of gas, and Patrick Henry won an 11-1 run rule situation. Hugh Ferry was really good on the mound for the Patriots. Always good to get to the farm. Fun place. Saw Tony O'Banner out there. Thomas Hayward, nice. Superstar. Every time I go out to a baseball game there, he's hanging around. It's wild. I see him more there than I do at Thomas Hayward. But no, good time out there. And you had a little double dip too on Beaufort's own with the Bobcats and Eagles both playing McIntosh County Academy from Georgia, despite much confusion.
Sorry. It was kind of like a tune-up game for both Beaufort and Bluffton, to be honest. McIntosh just didn't have really any talented players. The Beaufort game, it almost looked like by the second inning that that McIntosh basically unloaded their bench, and Beaufort did too. Yeah. And at that point, it was McIntosh County, when they unloaded their bench, almost looked like a JV team rather than a varsity team. They're just two blowouts. So, Bluffton won 10-0. I believe Beaufort won 12-0. I think 14-0. So it's just kind of a tune-up game. Hudson Mullen had a homer for Beaufort. He also pitched. He had a no-hitter until about, I think, the fifth inning. So, Beaufort looked good tonight, but a part of it, I think, was because McIntosh County doesn't really have a good team. I mean, you look at their record.
Tune-up game is a good description. I think that's what it was.
McIntosh sits at 2-8, and they just didn't. They just didn't look like a good team. But
Well, we've got one of the stars of the Bobcats, though.
Nico.
Kind of quiet night tonight. 1 for 2, but also drew a walk, scored 2 times. Didn't have to work on the mound tonight. He did his work there the other night against Beaufort. Let's get Nico Martucci in here. What's up, buddy?
What up? How are y'all
doing? Tooch?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, man, we got you.
Yeah, you're good, man.
We got you. You're good. Welcome, and congratulations on another win tonight. You guys are off to a really solid start over there at Bluffton. That sweep of Beaufort definitely got some people's attention, and you got the dub in game 2 over there. Tell us just a little bit about this team and kind of the vibes early. It seems like you guys have a good thing going over there.
Yeah, I think I haven't looked at anything, but I think this is the best start we've had since I've been a freshman. But yeah, our team, locker room wise, off the field wise, we're all gelling really well together. So I think that's really helping us in our gameplay. Which has been really helpful.
No question. You were dealing pretty good the other night against Beaufort, and that's a tough lineup. You guys were able to beat them twice. Tell us a little bit about more about that series. First game, obviously, Miles Fry was just locked in and dealing. So, tell me a little bit about him, and then about your performance on Wednesday.
Oh yeah, when Miles was locked in, I almost think we're gonna win off the rip, to be honest. Because when he gets locked in, it's pretty seeing him pitch. But yeah, and we're hitting good. Last year we were really struggling hitting the ball, but we're getting out of counts early, doing the right thing, hitting. And then, yeah, it's always fun to play Buford because I played travel with a lot of them growing up.
Yeah.
So it's always a fun, competitive game against them. But, yeah, I pitched okay. I didn't feel good like the first few innings, but then I started to ease in a little bit. Felt good. Team was playing good. Defense played great behind me. Everyone was hitting good.
And sometimes you get a couple plays behind you, then it just kind of locks in a little confidence to pitch to contact and let your stuff work. Don't have to be so fine. You got any questions, Max? Get in there, buddy.
Yeah. I was at y'all's game today. We were, streaming the game live.
Yeah.
Kind of a tune-up game for y'all. I mean, you guys had 12 hits in the game. I mean, you guys, it almost seemed like there was an inning where y'all didn't get a hit. So, that hitting offense is really showing for Bluffton this year. I guess y'all are now kind of looking to that next game, against May River. So, what is y'all's thought process going into that? Because that's a showdown right there.
I don't know. Our thought process right now is just like stay calm, stay centered. We're playing good right now. We just got to keep it up. Like don't let any errors get in the way of like how good we're pitching, how good we've been hitting. Because last year that was our main struggle. I feel like was hitting the ball. Because we pitched really good and everything, and then we just couldn't hit. So us hitting starting out the season like that's been a real confidence booster for our whole team.
Yeah, some young guys are coming up with some big hits. Tyler Wolf's been swinging the heck out of it.
Yeah, Tyler Ryan's been swinging good.
Yeah.
Brad's been swinging good. He just hasn't had anything fall yet.
Yeah, man, good to see. What do you attribute that to? The hitting? Who's working with you guys as hitters? Or are they unlocking something? They onto something, or is it just kind of it just fell into place and it becomes contagious, or what?
I think it's been contagious. We also just got a new machine this year that actually throws strikes down the middle.
That helps.
So yeah. But yeah, we've been hitting off the machine like hour and a half, 2 hours at practice every day, just trying to work, seeing speed and everything. Because we got, like you said, we got a bunch of young guys, so we're trying to get them used to seeing it. Because once we start playing like May River, we're gonna see like Tyson, like mid 80s, low 80s. So we're just getting ready for that.
Ramping up for the velo. Yeah, going back to May River. And, you say, and they just kind of have to stay focused on doing what you do. We always tell our kids, we play the game, not the opponent. And I think that kind of, falls in line there. It's like, don't try to play a better game because you're playing May River. Just play the game you've been playing. It's good enough.
That was our mindset today as well, too. Like, not to play down to an opponent or anything. Because that was also a problem that we've had in the past, like playing down to our opponent. So that was good today.
You aren't the only ones. I mean, that's a common thing. You just let off the gas a little bit when you feel like you can. But the trick is to try to get to that point where you never do that. You're always, 100% all the time. So it's what the coaches try to drill into you. Bottom of the order came up huge today. Gavin Kerr, a couple knocks. Garcia, a couple knocks. Jackson Arsenault, obviously, that's your right-hand man since the old days. Ulmer with a couple RBIs, Williams even with the hit in the 9-hole, like good stuff, man. It seems like you got a good thing going. How you like being kind of the elder statesman and on a team that's got some young guys in key roles and you get to kind of mentor a little bit?
It's kind of fun. It's a little weird too because sometimes I don't feel like I'm that guy, but then I'm like, oh, I'm a senior this year. But yeah, it's fun. I don't have to do too much. All of our 10th graders, they all listen. They're playing good right now as well. So just got to keep giving them confidence to keep getting up there. It's been fun though.
It's usually the freshmen that don't listen.
Yeah, I was one of them. Yeah, I mean, we were all 14-year-old boys once, I mean, all the male members of society were, so we all kind of get it. We've lived through it, but no, it seems like a good group, and Coach Kitty's been there for a million years, but who are some of the other guys working with you guys? Karkup's over there now, right? With baseball. He's got a really nice background, Storzy. So tell us a little about the coaching staff and what you've taken away from your experience playing there.
Kitty's always there. He's been a great person, not only a coach but a great person to me. Coach Staten's been there long time.
Mm-hmm.
Love Staten. Rick, love Rick. His son plays at USCB actually,
USCB,
first
yeah.
baseman.
Oh yeah.
Rick's very good hitting wise,
Yeah.
like getting the little things down. Staten's very good hands on with our catchers and everything. And then Kirkhoff comes to help as well. Some practices.
Yeah.
Like when we're throwing bullpens and everything, he'll come down and help, give us some good tips.
Yeah. That's nice. That's a nice asset to have, a guy who's played at a high level like that. But what was I going to say? I thought, but you signed recently as well. Bruton Parker for you, which is funny to me because when I was at USCB, they were like one of our big rivals. So I'm like, oh, Bruton Parker, no. But it's obviously a whole new regime now. But man, I have some bad blood with those guys from back in the day. But tell us a little bit about the process. And obviously you wanted to play ball at the next level, and the reality for most of us is that that opportunity doesn't come at the D1 level or what you maybe dreamed of at some point in your life, but you're looking for the opportunity. So tell us a little bit about what you found there at Bruton Parker that made it the right choice for you.
Well, it was a very it was kind of random. I've posted on field level, like on my highlights, which Coach Storzy actually told me to download and start posting on. Then they just reached out to me, like said they really liked my swing and all that. I went up there, did a workout. Then I got offered, and then I ended up taking it after like a week because the school there, it felt really like home in a way. Like everyone that you walked past smiled, waved at you, asked how you were doing. Everyone on the baseball team seemed very like focused and set on like the goal of the season, and that's really what I was looking for in a team. Just like everyone wants to go play, everyone wants to have fun, everyone wants to work. So I'm very excited for that opportunity.
Yeah, man, I love that. I always love when you guys say it felt like home, because I think that's exactly what you're looking for. You want to find a place where you just feel comfortable, and you're like, yeah, I could see myself being here for the next 4 or 5 years, and see myself being around this group of guys, and having a lifetime of memories and coming out with an education. So I hope it feels that way for the whole time you're there, and it all works out great, or that you just blow it out of the water, and the big schools come knocking, and you got to jump in that transfer portal. But either way, man, I'm excited for you to get that opportunity. You're one of those guys I've watched grow up, graduate from Oscar Frazier Park and keep going. So it's a pretty cool thing. But talk a little bit about that, just kind of this class, this senior class, this cohort of guys that you played travel ball together and against each other and everything all the way coming up through, and now you're seeing everybody signing and having success. And what has that meant to you, just to kind of be a part of this kind of band of brothers that is now kind of making it to the finish line?
It's really cool. It didn't really hit me until Wednesday or Thursday actually, because we played Beaufort, as y'all know. And I have a lot of friends like Hudson, Malcolm. I played travel ball with those guys. And like Malcolm texted me on Thursday. He's like, I just realized like that's the last time we're gonna play each other. And I was like, wow, like that's crazy.
Like hundreds of times over the years, every weekend for years and years.
Yeah, it's fun. It's fun seeing all the guys and playing with people that you've been growing up with since you were like 8, 9, 10 years old. But yeah, it's really special. I feel like our senior class for our region is like really, really deep. Has a lot of guys in it that can compete.
Yeah, it's a pretty impressive group. I mean, that's how it goes. It usually goes in bunches. There'll be years where it's kind of a drought because like nobody stepped up and started the travel ball team that year or whatever. But then there's other years where everybody kind of leaned into it, and you ended up with 2 or 3 decent travel ball teams going around, and you got a bunch of kids who can play when they get to high school. So it's been cool to watch you guys. I've really enjoyed watching your team go through. You went to Cooperstown when you were 12, right?
Yeah.
I got to do that last summer, and it was pretty amazing. So I want to hear about your experience there and what you remember about it.
It was great. That was like one of the best weeks of my life. It was just fun being there with all the guys, and you just meet a bunch of new people from everywhere, like Jackson, Miles, Hudson, Malcolm. They were all on that team with me. Trace.
That was Bombers.
Yeah, that was our Bombers
Yeah.
team.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was really fun. It was kind of like a glimpse. It was kind of like a little glimpse of like college. Now that I'm thinking back on it, like you're just in dorms with all your friends, all your roommates. You go play, you come back, eat, go to sleep, do the same thing.
Eat, sleep, and breathe baseball for a week.
Yeah.
And man, it was truly one of the best weeks of my life too. As
it's fun.
Coach, it was so cool. The bonding experience in the bunks was just being together the whole time and being able to. I think there's something special coaching player wise too, like to be able to then be together after the game and we're mad because we just lost or whatever, but then we go back and we shower and now we're like your caregiver again, and I think it like kind of shows like how much we really care about you guys, even if we get mad during the game and we're yelling whatever, like it's okay, we aren't going to go home and stew about it like you might. So I think it kind of breaks down those barriers a little bit, but it's super cool. But tell me about some of your guys that you came up playing with that you're proud of that we're keeping an eye on Lowco this year.
A lot of them. Miles, he's been pitching his butt off since I can remember.
Is he signed? I was trying to remember today. Is he committed anywhere?
No, he's not.
Yeah, somebody's got to get on him, man. That breaker is dirty.
Great arm. And
he's good. He's really good.
And then Brad, that's one of my best friends at Hilton Head. He committed to, I forgot school, Rhodes, to D3 in Memphis. Very good facility and everything. Proud of him for that.
Brad Larson?
Yeah.
He's committed to Rhodes. Oh, that's fantastic. I love his swing, man. That's one of the prettiest
really
left-handed swings I've seen. So good.
And then proud of Steele and Slade.
Yeah.
Steele's someone that I look up to as a friend. Like he does the right things. He works out. He does the right things. So he's been a good help to me. I'm very proud of him.
Man, he can hit the heck out of the ball too. He's an impressive baseball player.
Yeah.
I remember watching him in middle school. That dude was good.
And Slade's one of my favorite kids to watch play too. I just love the way he plays the game. He plays so hard and so smart, and he's a great little hitter from the left side too. So and then Hudson.
Be a problem in the next few years.
Hudson's an animal too. I mean, he's tough. You play with some good ones, man. You guys had a good group coming up. Good stuff. So looking ahead to the rest of the season, I think this region is going to be super fun. I think you guys, May River, Hilton Head, are all pretty even. James Island's kind of been the front runner, but I feel like all you guys are kind of right there knocking on the door. So kind of handicap for us. You think you guys are the team to beat, or like is it all pretty wide open, or what do you got?
I think so. We're feeling good right now, so we're gonna try and keep it going. But yeah,
what's got to happen to win the region?
What's got to happen?
Yeah,
hitting. Gotta keep hitting because we know we can pitch.
Sure. Yeah.
We know if me or Miles or anyone's pitching, we know we got a good pitcher up there and we got a good defense behind him. So
how about Thomas Gilmore today? 5 1/3, 2 hits, shutout, 1 walk, 7 strikeouts. Really solid. You guys got some decent depth there.
Yeah, you guys got good pitchers, man. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, watching Thomas today, he pitched the gem. He pitched a real good game, and then he had a crazy double play early in the game too.
Yeah, off the bunt.
Caught the bunt through the second. Nice. Yeah, that was awesome. But yeah, you guys have a lot of good pitchers, so I'm excited to see how y'all play the rest of the season.
Yeah, we're just gotta focus on the hitting aspect, and I think we'll be good.
Yeah, just do a job, baby. Get him on, get him over, get him in. Yeah. Well, hey Nico, it's great talking with you, man, and we'll definitely keep tabs the rest of this season, and gets to playoff time and the Bombcats are making noise. We'll have to get you back in here.
Sounds good to me. Thank y'all.
All right, thanks a lot, man. We'll talk real soon.
Yeah, have a nice night.
Nico Martucci from the Bluffton Bobcats. They're off to a great start.
Cool kid, man.
Yeah, he is a cool kid. I've watched him grow up, and it's been fun. He's a character. He was a character. He's definitely grown up and matured a little bit. But like you said, when he was a freshman, he was a bit of a wild man. But he's a heck of a ball player. He gets after it, and that's a nice win for them tonight. I'm still trying to track down scores. We don't have a ticker going or anything, but
I do have
you got
another
some?
score. I did stop by on the way home from Bluffton High School. Hilton Head Christian Academy was playing Holy Innocents tonight.
Yeah,
They won 3-1. So
I
May
saw
River played
that.
Holy Innocents last night.
Right.
Zane Wilson got the start for the Eagles. He recorded 19 outs. Let me see. I have other stuff here.
Nice.
He surrendered 3 hits, 1 run, 0 earned runs over 6 1/3 innings. Struck out 6 and walked 1. So
Dang.
again,
That's
great
a
pitching again for
good
the Eagles.
sign.
That's I mean, we talked about it. That pitching staff is dangerous, and they just showed it again tonight. And Holy Innocents did pretty well pitching too. I'm trying to find numbers here, but I can't.
Yeah,
find them.
so they're a private school out of Atlanta. I looked them up a little bit more, and so they're a pretty solid squad. But that's a big deal that Wilson was
be
that
good
good
playing.
because Wilson's injury last year, not being able to pitch, was a big factor in them not having the pitching depth they expected to have.
Yeah, having him
Between
back,
that and Steele getting hurt, but if he's healthy, he's like a legit game-changing arm.
If he stays healthy and James Crosby and Cody Bratt all stay healthy, that's dangerous. And Cody Bratt got the save tonight too because he finished off the game as well. So, you got those 3 pitchers.
Well, and then
you
Dylan
got
Clark
other pitchers
pitched really well.
Dylan Clark, he pitched
really well the other night.
He pitched
Walker
real well last
Mickelson
night.
Solid.
Dylan Clark not
Tucker
only
Nelson
has a cannon on the football field, he has a cannon on the baseball field as well. He's just got one hell of an arm. It's great to see Dylan Clark play so well on the baseball diamond because I don't think I really saw much of him last year. So to see him playing as either a starter or a pitcher this year, it's impressive to see. So again, Christian Academy pitching real good again tonight, especially after what was a weird game against Hilton Head High School, but also a good game pitching wise for them. So to see them play well back-to-back nights, because that's difficult playing back-to-back nights, especially for a high school team. So see them play well against Holy Innocents. And now I'm looking forward to Carlton Prep because I believe Carlton Prep's their next game on Monday. And
I saw Carlton Prep tonight. And Patrick Henry got on them. It was 2-1 though in the 4th. And then Patrick Henry broke it open with a couple big innings and ended up run ruling them.
Patrick Henry's good this year.
They're pretty solid.
They are solid.
They're pretty solid. They've got some pitching depth. They got some guys who can swing it. They still have some guys who make some mistakes that make Coach Brown crazy. But we had a good laugh about a couple of them tonight on the, in front of the dugout. But they're solid. They're really solid. They got good veteran leadership. They're really strong up the middle. Nathan Corley is great leader and really good behind the plate. The Ferry brothers are terrific. One of them is going to be playing short, and if one of them's not pitching, the other one will be at second, and that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Pretty good situation. Little big cat Spencer Kelleher can swing the heck out of it. They got a bunch of dudes, just a bunch of dudes.
Yeah,
so,
they do.
I think they're pretty well positioned, and that was a big game for them tonight against Carlton Prep, and it was close for most of the night. But they wore them down, got Hadwin out of the game. Carlton Prep's got a couple of really good arms, but I don't know how much depth they have. And they were taxed tonight, so I don't know how refreshed they'll be for Monday.
Well, I mean, the next game's Monday, so they'll have probably 3 days of rest now, or 2 days of rest.
Yeah, 2 more days of rest. I mean, the guy who threw today will be down still, but
hopefully they can. Yeah,
but they've got some arms.
Talking about Helena Christian pitching, I didn't see this until now. After Zane Wilson stepped down from the mound, they didn't allow another hit the rest of that game.
Oh, wow.
Well, he pitched 6 innings. He pitched 6 did he pitch 6 in the third? 6 in the third? Is that what I saw?
Their other big pitcher is Sheffield, and
So Zane because it's 7-inning games.
I
So
don't know what
Zane
they
almost
got for
pitched a
arms.
complete.
Yeah.
pitched a complete game.
Right.
So he was 2 outs away from a complete game, and yeah. So
Yeah, I got you.
so Zane Wilson, he's back. I hope. I hope.
It would appear so.
If he's close to fully healed from that injury and he's pitching like that,
Right.
pitching 6th and 1/3 innings, that shows me he's healthy. He's ready to go
Right.
for the rest
And
of the
that's what I'm
season.
saying
So,
is like, oh wow, if he's all the way back to that, then that's really good news for
that
them.
helps them
and
even more.
Really
And
bad news for everybody else
Yeah.
because they got some serious pitching depth.
Yeah, so I mean they got called in prep on Monday, and then they got 2 games Wednesday and Thursday against Buford, a little home and home series there. And I will be at the second game on Thursday at home at Christian with Javon on Buford's own.
Nice.
So I'm excited for that because that's the team I've watched, program I've watched for the last few years. So to get it to talk about them on live on YouTube on Buford's own, it's going to be fun. So I'm excited for that game. I think it's going to be a good turnout too because it is Buford High School. So I think it's going to be a good turnout at that game. So I'm excited for that. Just looking forward to the next week ahead. So anyway, so Christian Academy 3-1 over Holy Innocents. Good game actually. That's a good game. I honestly I hate saying this because no disrespect to Nico and Bluffton and Buford High School. I would have rather been at that game because I'm going to be honest. The second game, it was Buford High School when they were hitting. It took him like 30 minutes to get through a half an inning. So it just took forever. It was one of those like real long games because one team just keeps getting hits, keeps getting on base, loading the bases, scoring runs. So after that, I'm exhausted at this point, and it was freezing cold outside because that wind was just hitting your face too. Oh yeah.
I'm not cut out for this.
Javon sat there with just the T-shirt on and a pair of pants and a T-shirt. He didn't even have a hoodie. He forgot to bring one with him. So I was like, "How are you doing this, man? How are you getting through this?" But anyway,
on.
So there's a lot of other scores too. I can't wait to hear the rest of these scores.
Yeah, I did track down some scores. We'll get to those in a minute. We also have our next guest coming in about 3 minutes. We're going to talk some soccer with Misa Garzone, his May River Sharks with a 3-2 win over the Seahawks tonight in the tank.
Nice.
He'll jump on with this, and I'm sure he'll know all kinds of stuff about other matches around the area because he's plugged
It's a good win.
The Lowco soccer
May
scene.
River.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
But let's shout out some sponsors while we wait on Misa. MVP sponsors of LowcoSports. Start with my wife, Megan Jarrett, the official realtor of LowcoSports, and the person who gives us the green light. She's with the Anchor Home Group of Keller Williams of the Low Country, and she would love to help you find your place in the Lowco and put down an anchor in the best place. So if you're looking to get into the Lowco real estate market, call on Megan Jarrett, official realtor of LowcoSports. I got her number. Homegrown Home Inspections is the official home inspector of LowcoSports. Johan Lucas and his team are the best in the business, and they will look over your home from top to bottom before you make that purchase. And if you're building a new home, you got to have a phased inspection from Homegrown Home Inspection so they can make sure that home is built perfectly from start to finish, and you're making a great investment. Homegrown Home Inspections. Mickelson Law Firm, the official real estate closing attorneys of LowcoSports, and our presenting sponsor of our HHCA coverage. We love Ryan and Tiffany. They're our original sponsors since 2017 and still supporting us. So call on them for all your legal needs. And Hospice Care, the Low Country official the only not-for-profit hospice care in Southern Beaver County, and the official hospice care of LowcoSports. They provide all kinds of great services through events, fundraising events like the Yacht Hop. So get your tickets for May 18th at Wexford if you want to get out there and enjoy all the food and drink and have fun on the yachts and raise money for Hospice Care of the Low Country, where it's not about dying, it's about living. Those are our MVP sponsors. And let's talk a little soccer. We got the co-host of Lowco FC, assuming we find some sponsors to make it happen this season, Misa Garzone. But more importantly, tonight, he is the coach of the victorious May River Sharks, 3-2 win over Hilton Head. Never a given in this region, man. Every time you get 3 points, it's a big deal, right? So tell me about this match tonight.
Thanks for having me on. Tough match. Last year we played Hilton Head and went to penalties twice. So this year wasn't much different. They went up early, 1-0 on the penalty kick in the 6th minute. And then we kind of, responded well. We tied it up right before halftime. Jacob with a goal off of Josh assist. And then in the second half, we came out strong, took the 2-1 lead. And then we went up 3-1. And then, I think Hilton Head kept fighting. And they got it down to 3-2 with like less than 10 minutes left, I believe. And then it was just kind of holding on for the win for us at the end. So we're glad to get the region opener home win. Like you said, it's not easy to win in this region. It's every game is a dogfight just about. So tonight was no different. So, we're excited. We're young this year. We have a lot of underclassmen, only have 6 seniors and only a handful of players returning from last year's varsity squad. So it's a good start for us to get a big home win against the district rival and kind of respond the way we did, being down early, coming back, scoring 3 goals. And then holding on to secure the win. But, Hilton Head did a great job. They were tough throughout. Shout out to Coach Pete, who's taking over that program this year and doing a great job with that team over there.
Love Coach Pete. What do you know? You know anything about the rest of the region tonight? Any other scores?
Yeah, so Bluffton boys hosted Colleton County, and they won 6-0. Not much of a surprise there. I think they're 4-0 now. Bluffton is with Coach Fox over there now.
Yeah, solid.
James Island boys beat Beckham 3-1 at Lucy Beckham. So the defending lower state champs starting out strong in region. And then on the girls' side, Bluffton girls won 9-0 over Colleton County. Again, no surprise there. Colleton is just a young program. They have a team now. They have a JV team this year now on the boys and girls, which is exciting, but they're just young and they're just this is the toughest region in boys and girls in 4A soccer. And then I believe Beckham beat James Island girls 2-1 at James Island and Mirabel girls. They got a big 2-1 road win against Hilton Head. So, the varsity teams tonight got the sweep from the Mid-River side. So, for the starts.
That's a nice win for Moldy and the girls. They hooked me up with a nice swag kit the other night when I came out to see them. But that team's poised to be really strong this year. It looks like I got to see them a little bit the other night against Hilton Head Christian, and they made quick work of them, and they look impressive. They're playing at a high level.
Yeah, they are. And, tonight, Zoe Stevenson, the Anderson commit, had both goals tonight. She was missing freshman Maddie Baker, who I believe is the top scorer right now. She was out this weekend. So it was so impressive win. It's tough to get a road win in this region. And like you said, those will come into play in the end, especially when it comes to playoff seedings. As we saw last year, it came down to the wire with the girls, with Bluffton, Hilton Head, and May River fighting for those final 2 spots. So I think it'll be no different this year. And then, looking forward to next week. I think Tuesday, I know we're traveling to James Island. The girls are hosting James Island at the Shark Tank. Bluffton is playing Lucy Beckham. I believe the boys are at Beckham and the girls are hosting Beckham. And then Hilton Head goes to Colleton County, I believe. So it'll be, you get a close game tonight for us and the girls. And, hey, congrats. You got a big win to open the region. You get to now play the defending lower state champions for the boys and girls. Second region game. So.
Yeah, well, it wouldn't be that much better if it was anybody else, though. They're all tough. I guess that's the toughest one of the bunch, but it's not. You got to play them sometime or another. So at least you get to go in riding with some confidence and momentum, and that certainly seems to matter, definitely at this age group. Tell us a little bit more about this team of yours. They're pretty young. You've tested them pretty well early on, like you always do, and they responded tonight. But who are the guys that you're counting on this year?
Yeah, no, like we have, I believe, like I said earlier, we have about 14 or 15 underclassmen this year and very few players with varsity experience. I think we have maybe 5 or 6 that were full-time varsity players last year. And, that's tough when you play in the region that we play. But, Jacob Medeiros, who was, had 2 games with the national team or the CONCACAF U20 Cub. He came back, so he's been solid for us. He had 2 goals tonight to kind of lead the charge offensively. We have a new junior, Berto Rodriguez, who's new to us this year. He was enrolled here, and he's been solid for us. So it's just been overall the growth of our players, So tonight the learning lesson was, how do you close out teams? And especially in a region game, a team like Hilton Head that's scrapping is going to keep fighting. How do you close them out and not put yourself in a situation where you're up 3-1 and then it goes from 3-1 to 3-2 like that, and then your mindset changes and you got to figure out, okay, crap, these guys are running at us now. We got to figure out how to secure the win. But it's been solid. Fifi, our senior center back, has been phenomenal. He's actually our top scorer, believe it or not. He is a set piece king, and he has been phenomenal as a leader, as has Zoe, another senior. So their seniority has come into play with keeping these young guys motivated and focused when they make mistakes, because we do make a lot of mistakes, as they try and adapt to how we play. But I think, like you said, I always like playing a tough non-region schedule. We played Stratford twice in the scrimmage in the tournament. We tied Riverside, the 3-time defending state champions, beat them in penalties in Charleston. And then, we come back to Waccamaw. We were mentally and emotionally drained, and they take care of business against us. But then we turn around and we play a very tough Catawba Ridge squad, lose them 3-2 at home. But it shows that, we do have the ability to play toe-to-toe with the top dogs in the state and 4A, and that's our goal. We always will be competitive. When you are a program of our stature and, May River Soccer, everyone knows that we're going to be tough and we're going to play you hard and we're going to make it difficult for you. Yeah. So it's been good to see kind of the result tonight. I think, talking the coaches, Coach Pete and his staff and some of the other folks that are out there, we're starting to gel. And I think we're ahead of schedule now than we were this time last year, which is great because of how young our team is. Very impressed with, I have 2 juniors playing defense. I have a junior goalkeeper. I have a sophomore on midfield, and the way we play our midfielders demand a lot. I got, we are young. Timmy O'Gorman, who's a junior, first year varsity. Yep, Timmy, he's got a couple of goals this season. And it's just been overall a great job by our guys buying into what we're doing, adapting, because it's not easy. I'm not going to sit here and say, it's all, I'm a fun coach to be around. We have standards, and we last year we raised the standard, and that's kind of been the thing. But this group has really bought in. And the most impressive thing has been that, with our early season struggles, we were 0-2-2, I think 0-3-2 at one point. They haven't given up. There was never oh man, we suck, season's over, pack it up, whatever. It's just been work to get better. We understand what the goal is, and that's been the most impressive thing, is getting our boys in a place where mentally they can adapt to their physical abilities and be able to go out there and challenge. And like you said, we got James Island Tuesday, and after that we got Lucy back on Friday. So it's no days off for us, and we just got to continue working, continue grinding, and just continue to get better.
Well, hey, look who's here. Your co-host has arrived, coming in hot from covering Sand Shark baseball today, on the call today. Maybe he's got a voice left. Worldwide Wes Kerr has arrived in studio. Wes, we're just discussing with Misa a big 3-2 win for the Sharks over the Seahawks tonight, and going through some of the other results. May River Girls also getting the win. And then a few other scores that I did round up. Palmetto Christian boys 6-1 over Patrick Henry. It was 0-0 at halftime. And I guess that's it. I'm still looking for the other scores, but welcome, Wes.
Buford beat John Paul.
Great to be back, and I'm just cannot wait to get this new season started with myself and Misa. So I'm gonna really start working to see if we can get some sponsors to help onboard our show, because it's one of my favorite times of the year is co-hosting it with you, Misa, and it should be another great spring, hopefully, to put that on the horizon. And hopefully we'll get some people to help support us, because that's something that we love doing. So, but congratulations. That's always we've talked about it, and you said it. I was kind of listening to you a bit on the drive back, but every win in this region is very difficult to get. So any time you're able to pick up a victory, that's well earned. So just you mentioned kind of the highlights of it, but what else did you kind of take away from how you guys performed against the tough Seahawk team?
Like I said, our ball movement was really well. That's something we've really focused on working on. And, when you have a lot of talent, like we have here, and even here in the Low Country, I mean, you got a tough Bluffton squad who's undefeated right now on the boys' side. It's kind of getting them to buy in, and taking away the bad habits and teaching them the right habits, and hoping that they understand why I'm being so picky about, something as simple as positioning when receiving the ball, and and playing the safe pass and making the right decision, not trying to do too much in the right areas, in the wrong areas. And what's our reaction when we make a mistake, because there's never going to be a perfect game by anyone on this earth when it comes to any sport. So how do we react to make mistakes? And these young guys, making sure that they're not in a situation where it's just negative and mentally they're not able to keep up, especially with the region that we have. And that's kind of been the focus. This is the youngest team I've had in years, probably since our first and second year we were open. We're in a tough region. We're in a tough region of state. I could have made the schedule easier for us. I didn't. I do it on purpose. Because I think iron sharpens iron. I'm a big believer in that. I'd rather get my behind kicked by a very strong team than go and beat an easy team 10-0. Because we learn more from the butt whooping than we do from the easy win. So it's been solid. It's been great. Headaches. I'm balding more and quicker because these guys are driving me crazy. But it's been great. I love it. I love seeing our players grow as young men. I love seeing the sport grow in this area. I love seeing, the results and keeping in contact with everything that's going on, and being able to have an opportunity to impact players through this sport. Even tonight with Hilton Head, about 6 or 7 players I used to coach when I was at the club days at Tormenta and GPS, seeing them out there. There was at one point where during the game, there's a throw in, we're up 3-1, and the guy throwing the ball for Hilton Head is one of my former players. I coach his older brother, Renzo. I coached him for one season, and we literally had a 50-cent conversation. Hey, good to see you, man. Looking great. All right, cool. Good, coach. You too. And, we kept playing. And that's ultimately, what we want. It's great, when you have a Coach Pete who's doing a great job his first year full time. He took over halfway through the year last year. And he's trying to rebuild the culture that was Hilton Head soccer. They used to be the powerhouse down here on the boys' side. And so he's trying to rebuild that, and he's putting things in place that allow for us to have a great competitive game, and there not be any animosity between both teams, and players can hang out afterwards and chat and be out, in the stadium till 9:30 talking, and just kind of, hey, we gave it all on the field, we kick each other's behinds. Now the game's over. You got the result. Let's we're high schoolers at the end of the day, so that's awesome to see. But I'm excited. I'm excited for what we're doing. It's we know it's going to be a challenge for us, but I believe that we have what it takes to be competitive and hopefully pull a few upsets this season in our region play.
Yeah, man. Well, always good to talk with you. And as we said, looking for sponsors for Lowco FC so we can bring it back for another season and get Wes and Misa together talking about the beautiful game of football here in the Low Country. But we'll let you get some rest, man. Job well done tonight. Well-earned sleep tonight.
Yeah, thank you guys. Keep it up. Yeah, if you want to be a sponsor, hit us up. We do want to get this thing rocking. I did have a few folks ask me tonight, when is the podcast starting? And my response was, when we get money. So
that's right.
So hopefully we get it out there. But we're excited for season 3 of Lowco FC. There's going to be a lot of great soccer this year in the Low Country, all over in Skeeza and high school league. So sponsors, come on out. Clubs, you should be out here sponsoring and help score your program. So I'm calling you out. Bluffton Rush, Tormenta FC, Southside Gold. I'm calling y'all out.
Reverence Wrestling Club stepped up and made the Loco grind happen, and it's been phenomenal. It's really brought the wrestling community together.
So I'm just saying, if so, we're gonna get some sponsors. Don't worry. I'm gonna work my magic this weekend. I got tomorrow off because our track event got canceled, so I get to rest tomorrow. So I'm gonna hit up a few phone calls and make a few, make a few deals here and there. And next thing you know, hey, Wes, we might go to the World Cup with our sponsors. I'm just saying, that's the goal.
Cool.
Oh,
there we go.
That'd be fun.
Wes and Misa, Loco FC live from the World Cup. Let's go, baby. I'm into it. I'm here for it. I'll sign off on it if you can get the funding.
That's fine. We'll all go. All 4 of us will go. Max, you can jump in too. Just right
I'm down. I'm down. Let's do it.
It'll be like the hangover.
Let's do it, man.
All right, boys. Well, appreciate you, Misa, and we'll talk real soon, brother.
Thank you, guys.
Misa Garzone, May River Boys Soccer, and the co-host of Lowco FC, and just the best dude. I mean, I've known that guy forever. He was one of our original fans of the original LowcoSports podcast. He's one of the few people who remembers the promo we did where we were the Podcats.
Well, you mean the back on the island packet? You mean the
Yeah. Yeah, the Island Packet Beaufort Gazette.
I will.
Sports guys,
I will.
sports guys.
I will say. I will say that region that May River, Hilton Head, Bluffton are all stuck in. That might be the most competitive region in the
Any
state
sport,
right now.
and any
Yeah.
sport, like it's crazy good. The 4 seed will beat
It's
a
just.
1 seed from somewhere every year.
Oh
Like, it's
yeah,
crazy good.
yeah.
Crazy good.
It's ridiculous.
But
Well,
yeah, good
let's
stuff with
talk-
Misa. I do. Let's shout out some sponsors, and then we'll run down some more scores, and we'll let you tell us about USCB baseball, which was kind of a slog today. But
Yeah.
varsity sponsors of Loco Sports: DDS Web Design, building, hosting, and maintaining websites for businesses and nonprofits that get results. So if you need to get found online so you can do more and think bigger, call on DDS Web Design at ddshhi.com. Parker Law Group serves legal needs across Colleton, Hampton, and Jasper counties. They've been doing that for years, and now they're helping us continue to expand our coverage in those counties and shine a light on more deserving teams than student athletes. I went to the farm tonight, Wes. They name dropped you. We're talking about naming the barbecue sandwiches after you. Worldwide Wes's barbecue sandwiches. You're a celebrity out there.
No,
They love you. They love you at the farm.
I wasn't at the farm.
Yeah. Reverence Wrestling Club, the presenting sponsor of the Loco Grind and the presenting sponsor of
I love
our
those
wrestling
guys.
coverage.
That
guys at
state
the farm?
championship football game when they won it when Skis
That's
won
so
it,
great.
that was the most fun I may have ever had covering a high school football game. That was
That's right.
that was amazing. And just
Yeah.
those are the moments you live for.
So fun. So
Magic.
fun. Reverence Wrestling Club, though, that's also where Luke Sobey, state champ from Patrick Henry, trained when he first moved here. I don't know if he's still training there, but Reverence Wrestling Club, official wrestling sponsor of Loco Sports, and Dr. Ambrose Cole, the official chiropractor of Loco Sports. And you can find him over at Rooted Living Wellness. He'll get you feeling right, mind, body, and spirit. Dr. Ambrose Cole. Those are our varsity sponsors. Wes, you're saying let's talk about what do you want to talk about?
Well, let's go to the Shark Park. Obviously, tough results in both of those games. The first one they dropped 13-3, and never really was in that one after the first inning when they got the initial run. But other than that, it was Georgia College. Showing why they're one of the best offensive teams in the conference. Come into this game batting .294 as a team, so just a shade below 300. They've got some beasts out there at the plate, and they kind of ran it up in that first game and got to Josh Patterson and put up 21 hits on the board in that first game. And then game two was more of a slugfest. Sand Sharks got up to an 8-3 lead, and it just snowballed in that third inning. We had another unfortunate error occur against USCB on the second baseman, and then 2 batters later, game-tying grand slam home run by the number 8 hitter in the Georgia College lineup. And that when that went down, you pretty much thought that it's slipping away. And it certainly did. Sand Sharks did take the lead back, but give a ton of credit to one of Georgia College's relievers, who was an absolute dog out there on the hill. I'm talking about John Raines, 6 1/3, 12 strikeouts coming in relief, and 3 blocks. Not an earned run. Sand Sharks were down 3 in the 7th inning, loaded up the bases, nobody out, and Raines struck out the next 3 batters. Top of the order, I think Phillips, and then the top 3 batters in the lineup all struck out swinging from Raines. I mean, this guy was just absolute beast. And I mean, 12 Ks in relief effort is not something you see every day. So credit to him. He was really the difference in this game because the Sand Sharks were able to score at will against the starter, and then the next guy who came in, and once John Raines did his thing, USCB just wasn't able to string anything together. So, I mean, that's unfortunate there for USCB, run into an excellent relief pitcher. But, still some solid signs. Brian Meyer had a really nice day, 3 for 5 at the plate. Seth Robinson, 3 for 5 as well. But Brian drove in 3 runs, and then
friend of the show, Brian
and
Meyer.
then Terry Dean's really looked good at catcher from the limited work that he's gotten behind the plate. Just a really crafty hitter. He's picked up a couple of nice knocks, drove in a run today, and I think he's really starting to find his groove over there at the plate. But it's tough when you're in that slugfest and you thought you had it under control, and you just see it snowball, and that's kind of been a theme for USCB baseball this year. You're able to get an advantage, and then just it kind of falls apart. So can you find ways to make timely plays defensively and
Right.
get more quality efficiencies from your starters? We saw that last week. Unfortunately, those last two games. Unfortunately, so far this week, they really haven't had that same output in terms of the pitching from Brennan Martin and Brayton Wilms. Who Brayton Wilms competed well. It just kind of the wing kind of got knocked out of him late, and Georgia College was able to put up a few runs against them, but still a strong performance from Wilms. Then Ian Barnes got tagged for one in the ninth inning, but he's had a reliable season. I'm not panicking for him. He's
No,
fantastic.
not at all.
But
So it's
No.
it's a non-leverage situation, and
Right.
those are weird for closers. Like they just can't get their head right for them. It's like, what? I don't have that like extra adrenaline I usually have.
It's a different
But
mindset.
so that has Cam set up to pitch Sunday.
Yeah,
Demijan?
Cam Demijan will most
All right,
likely get the
that
start
gives
on
them a good
Sunday.
chance on
So,
Sunday.
and I said this in the broadcast: if you can finish off the series and go, it's two really
Just get
strong
one.
teams, and go into the next one 3-3, you'll take that any day.
Right.
So
Yeah, that's
It's
that's
always
true.
I mean, it's always a good thing to get at least one win in the series because that gives
Oh,
you
yeah.
like
you want to
don't-
get swept.
yeah.
You want to get one.
Sweeps are demoralizing. Nobody
yeah,
wants to
you
be a part
don't
of
yeah,
that.
you definitely don't want to sweep.
Yeah,
100%. Yeah.
Yeah, you want to avoid that. But Cam gives them a good shot. I mean, they're going to have to swing it, but I would imagine, they got into the bullpen pretty good today
I mean,
too. So, I
then
think
10
it's
across against
going to be
Georgia
like
College.
an NAIA Sunday situation where we
Yeah.
get, 20 to 18.
Yeah, no, it certainly felt like it, but give credit to what USCB was able to do. I mean, it kind of felt like early it was gonna be like what we saw
Right.
against GSW, where they kind of flipped the script and there were 5 runs. I mean, just early in this game, and it felt like they were gonna be in control, and just it didn't come to be in terms of pitching wise in this game. But if you can get deeper into the bullpen and find opportunities with some of the guys that are really starting to deliver at the plate. Sebastian Biggs has been great at third defensively and also been a nice spark plug at the dish. Seth Robinson as well. Brian Myers just so reliable, and he's a guy they need to get production from him. I mean, they go as only 1 to 9 guys in the lineup, but it just seems like that's someone who really needs to find his swing in order for this team to really do what they want to do offensively.
Yeah.
And then the Storzy area, and I believe I was in the car, and you mentioned one of the siblings or someone related to him.
Yeah. Well, Nico shouted out his pops who coaches over at Bluffton, Rick.
Yeah, Storzy area had a nice game at first, and he picked up a hit as well. So they kind of platooned as a couple of guys. Driscoll Sadusky found some time. Storzieri as well as Tucker Check. So they have a couple of options to turn to at first.
And the catchers have been really productive. You mentioned Terry Dean, but like Nico Andre, and then there's another guy too that has been pretty good when he's played back there and gets hits. Like they all hit. Done a good job recruiting that position. You can never have enough of those dudes.
All right. Yeah, Ted Faulkner seems to find a lot of good ones at the catching spot, and the outfield's always been consistently solid as well. And Hunter Miller had a nice rebound game. I've been looking for him to get going, and a nice 2-hit performance, a couple of doubles. So when he's able to develop that oppo power and just find the gaps, because he's
got a sweet lefty swing. When he's locked in up the middle into the gaps, I like him a lot. So if he can get going, well, and bats get going more as the as a lot of guys get going as the weather warms up. They just don't hit well until it gets warmer.
Yeah.
And I mean, I relate to that. It's just hard to hit in the cold. It stinks. It's no fun at all.
Yeah.
Nobody likes it. But I've got some other scores to run down for you now. They're going on a ticker.
Cool.
So we got to the soccer scores mostly, although I did find another one. Whale Branch boys 5-4 over Bamberg in overtime. So nice dub for the Warriors. A bunch of baseball scores. Patrick Henry 11-1 over Carleton Prep. Got away from them late. Bluffton 10-0 over McIntosh County. Hilton Head Christian 3-1 over Holy Innocents. JP2 3-2 over Battery Creek. They only went 5 innings for some reason. Not sure why.
That's
Softball.
weird.
Yeah,
That's what the weather
softball,
really
Colleton
is.
Prep 16-0 over Patrick Henry. Sydney Stivender with the 3-hitter with 10 Ks. Hampton County slammed Royal Branch 21-2. Buford beat Bluffton 10-0, 5 innings, 1 hit for the Bobcats. Great outing for a girl, Kylie Rast,
Kylie.
also friend of the show, Kylie Rast. She was dealing tonight. I'll have her full line momentarily.
As always.
Didn't get a hit. She
As
didn't get a
always.
hit, but she scored 3 runs. 5 innings, 1 hit, no walks, 11 Ks, 57 pitches, 46 strikes. Love to see
Wow.
it.
Nice.
people.
Ratio there.
Wow.
Battery Creek beat Hilton
Wow.
Head 10-4 in softball. Bob Lehman was excited about that. My buddy Bob. Hannah Maroney had 3 hits. Israel, whose first name I don't know, had 3 hits. Michelle, whose last name I don't know, had 2 hits. And Elmore, whose first name I don't know, had 2 hits. And Franks, whose first name I don't know, had 2 hits. But I'll learn all these names as the season goes on. Nice outing for Stella Schubert in the circle. Colleton County 8-6 over Barnwell, scored twice in the 7th to win it. Bailey Cox with the go-ahead RBI triple, friend of the show, Bailey Cox in the 7th. Lanesia Sanders pitched really well to lock it down after Bailey went the first 3. And then the USCB baseball scores 13-3 and 16-10. So that's about what we got tonight, boys. Lots of stuff out there. Anything catch your eye, Wes?
Yeah, Hilton Chris had me 3-1 because that's a pretty solid innocence program, and to see what Zane Wilson, the line that he put up, 6 Ks, no earned runs, just 1 walk. Man, that stands
pitches.
out.
100 pitches. The arm is good
100?
to go. Yep.
Yeah, he's good to go. Yeah, if he's pitching 100, he's good. Oh boy, yeah.
That's
he's back. Thank
that
God.
was kind of the X factor for me. If
he was healthy, if he's healthy, then they're gonna be good.
Yeah,
but I think they're dangerous.
That's the difference. You got to have that top tier pitching. So, Max, you got to be really excited. I mean, to beat Hilton, then back it up.
I've been, yeah, for sure. I've been waiting for this for years. I've been waiting to see a team that our schools had that's actually state championship worthy. Because the last few years, they're good, but they just didn't have what they needed, which was really pitching, to be honest.
That was me with that Hilton High basketball team that almost got to the top of the mountain and fell in the finale, the championship game in 2021.
And after my senior year, they really fell off for about three years or so. And then J.W. Wilkerson came in, and he kind of put that program together from, starting at middle school level, brought it all the way through JV and up to, the varsity level. And now you look at them, and this is the team that he's been trying to build. So, they have a state championship contending team. They have pitching, and it showed tonight. Zane Wilson is healthy.
I love this. 7 games played. Crosby and Tucker Nelson are the only guys who have pitched in more than 2. So, they're going to be able to really spread out the workload and keep everybody fresh. And
it'll be good. It'll be good for them if they can stay healthy, especially when playoffs come around. Because if they have all those pitchers healthy and ready to go, that's
get them rested, get them healthy for the playoffs.
Keep them healthy. Be able to keep them healthy. If you have enough pitchers, you can keep them all healthy throughout the season to where by the time you get to playoffs, they're all ready to go and ready to just dominate at the skis of playoffs. So.
Nobody's thrown more than 12 and a third innings so far, so they're in good shape as far as that goes. And that's like a war of attrition a little bit over the course of the season. Guys start getting arm fatigue, and even if they can pitch, they're not quite at their best. And so no, they're well positioned to be really good this year. Pressure's on a little bit because I think everybody knows that on paper they're like really, really good. So you got to go out and perform. But so far so good. They look like they're the real deal. So
they're ranked.
Bluffton looks good too.
Yeah.
Bluffton looking solid. I mean,
they are looking solid. They are looking good. Buford scored more runs tonight and out of those 2 games against McIntosh, but I think Bluffton was better.
What pitching did McIntosh have in the second game? Would they have
none? They had none. Because I think McIntosh basically emptied their bench by the second game. So the first game, you basically had your starting roster against Bluffton. So I think Bluffton is the better team. I think Buford's a good team. I just think Bluffton could be really good. Like I think they could be really good.
I guess the one thing that I worry about a little bit with Bluffton is pitching depth once they get to the playoffs. They're really good when they can set up Miles and Nico. But, and Gilmore was really solid tonight. But, like, when you start getting into having to win 3 games in 5 days or something to keep going.
Yeah, that's when you start.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure what it's going to look like. But we'll see who develops over the course of the season because, the frontline starters are phenomenal. And they're starting to hit. So.
You definitely the championship teams are built in the back end, especially in these tournament settings where you got to play so many games, and when you fall to the losers bracket.
Yeah.
Well, if you only got 2 guys, and then one of them doesn't have it one of those days, like it's over. Like that's it.
Yep.
So we'll see. We'll see what they can
develop.
develop.
Gonna play a part, and
that's why you got to be developing kids throughout the season, and it's so important to get them into opportunities and positions where they can learn and get through it and get better because you got to. Coaches always talk about like, well, he's not a freshman by this point in the season. Like you really got to embrace that and understand that like they need to be a year better by the end of the season than they were at the start to really be competitive because the best teams are going to be able to do that and bring kids along that were maybe not expected to have as big a role, but they develop quicker than you thought, and then they're in a big spot in the postseason or whatever. So that's the key to it all. But we got some solid softball teams around too. Colleton County, of course, is always really strong across the board, and Colleton Prep and Colleton County both look really good too. So good stuff out there tonight. Let's shout out the Booster Club and then do our shout outs and get out of here. Lowco Booster Club, Court Lifestyle Pros, Daniel and Debbie Court are with Charter One Realty, and they'd love to bring you home to Hilton Head Island. So call on Court Lifestyle Pros to bring you home. Revive Rehab, Women's Health, and Pelvic Floor Physical Therapy. Dr. Allie and Dr. Jen are phenomenal people, and they love to help women with postpartum issues. So if you have somebody who's recently had a baby or somebody who's having a baby in your life,
speaking of which, happy International Women's Day to those.
Oh,
folks.
Is it? All right, I missed that.
Yeah.
All right, terrific. Happy International Women's Day to all. Eagle Creations has promotional items and custom apparel, as well as custom gift baskets. Great showroom over on Argent Boulevard. So head over to Eagle Creations to see what they can do for you. Jay's Barbershop is the place to be in Ridgeland, whether you need a haircut or not. Always a great place for conversation, and you'll come out looking stylish and ready for a taco at Jay's Barbershop in downtown Ridgeland. Barefoot Floor Care of the Low Country. Chris Odom will get your floors so clean your feet will thank you. And I saw him give us his customary like tonight from Barefoot Floor Care LLC. Love it. Follow him on Facebook. And don't forget, when you need your floors clean, Barefoot Floor Care will get them so clean your feet will thank you. That's the Lowco Booster Club. Fellas, who you want to shout out tonight? We definitely have a bunch of shout-out worthy lines tonight.
Yeah. I'll let you go first, Max, since I haven't really checked many of these.
I have two. Yeah, I got 2 teams tonight. I think Christian Academy again for me tonight is the first team getting a good win against Holy Innocents, an Atlanta area team. Playing baseball in Atlanta is not easy. So playing a team from Atlanta and winning 3-1, putting out a pitching masterpiece, really only allowing 3 hits, 1 run, which was not earned. So like that as a whole, Zane Wilson pitched great tonight. He looks like he's back, so I'm excited. So, got to give that one to Hillman Christian Academy. And the other one is Bluffton men's soccer. They're starting off undefeated on the year, real impressive. I was looking at I have some rankings out here. Bluffton's ranked 5th in the state right now for men's soccer. And they're ranked
coaches poll?
Yeah, I think so.
Or is this Max Preps? Where did you find that?
Max Preps. It's on Max Preps. And
these are the Max Preps algorithm rankings.
Yeah. And they're also ranked just outside the top 25 in the country too. So like,
What?
yeah, I just found
The
that.
numbers are favorable.
Isn't that
It's
crazy?
a
Well,
computer.
they got. I looked through it before I got on. There's like 3 or 4 teams in the top 25 all from South Carolina.
Oh,
Which is
you know what it
crazy.
is? We probably start playing before everybody
We
else.
start early. That's part of it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
have
we do
fun.
start early.
Have to
And
But
yeah,
come
I think there's some
but,
shovel
you
the
know,
that play
snow.
soccer and football
but
too.
state rankings matter. You know,
Yeah,
the state
yeah.
rankings matter,
That's a
and
little
they're
more
ranked like top
relevant, but
5.
there's like
I'm
places
excited to
to
see.
go shovel the snow.
Yeah, I'm excited to see how Bluffton does against this region, because not only do you have Hilton Head and May River, you also have James Island as well. So you know, it's a very competitive region. So I'm excited to see how Bluffton does this year. But you know, they start off undefeated. Got the win, I think, against Caldwell County tonight. So, you know, those are my 2 teams.
Solid.
Very nice, very nice. Yeah, of
where
course,
you
you have to
going,
shout out Chris County. Zane Wilson, absolute beast.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, he's really rounding the form that you're.
Good use of words there, Wes.
Made me laugh.
It made me laugh.
Who you got for your shout outs, Wes?
All right. Well, I will go for we go to the softball field. Bailey Cox doing it at the plate with an RBI triple, and then throwing 3 strong innings in the circle there for the Cougars to help the Colleton County squad prevail 8-6 over Barnwell. That was a nice hard fought win. But then I just saw some more stats for the baseball side, and let's give a shout out to Hudson Mullen, Buford High, with an excellent outing on the mound. 13 Ks, 1 walk, 1 hitter through 5, and then also went 1 for 2 at the plate with 4 ribbies. So, man, he's been developing to something special over there. Great to see Buford rounding into form. Really enjoyed covering that playoff run they had a year ago. Of course, lost a couple pieces like Zach Talbert, who man, really enjoyed watching him play. But yeah, that's a team that should be really tough to beat come playoff time in Class 3. They always are, so you expect them to be.
Yeah.
So definitely got to go with Mullen for Buford's, and I'll go with Bailey Cox over for softball.
Man, I thought I was sneaking Mullen in there late enough that you were going to miss it, and I was going to get the
I left one for you for softball though, but
yeah, you swiped it from me.
yeah,
you know,
I left an easy one for you.
Yeah, there's a couple of easy ones out there. You know, I'll shout out the 2 dominant softball pitchers tonight with Kylie Rast striking out 11, I think I said, in a 5-inning 1-hitter against Bluffton. That's good stuff. She's phenomenal. Going to North Greenville. And then Sydney Stivender from Colleton Prep, 4 innings, 10 Ks, 3 hits, no runs, no walks of Patrick Henry. I thought I was going to see that game because it was on my schedule at 7. I thought they and baseball started at the same time. I got set out for Patrick Henry, and I looked on Game Changer, and it was already over 16-0. So sorry, Colleton Prep softball. I was trying to come see you guys. I know you got a squad, but shout out. Looking forward to seeing you at some point. And then, you know, and there's a lot. I'll just shout out Jacob Medeiros from May River Soccer. Misa hopping on with us and telling us about him scoring a couple goals tonight. He's the young man who got a couple caps with the Bermuda. Is that right? The national team for Bermuda, U20. So that's super cool to me. I love that story. And I'm looking forward to seeing him excel in the high school season. And he got 2 goals and a huge win tonight with May River beating Hilton Head over in the nest, right? It was the girls who won on the road. Shout out to Moldy and the girls too, 2-1 win. And at the nest, Zoe with 2 goals. So good stuff. What are you guys doing tomorrow? It's going to rain all day.
Yeah,
looks like
there are a couple events in the schedule, but very unlikely that we'll get them all in because of the rain. We had to move the USCB game to Sunday.
It's supposed to be the Shark Invitational track meet tomorrow morning. I don't know. I need to touch base with somebody.
There's no way that.
Seems unlikely.
USC softball is at USC Aiken. That should be an excellent series over there. Very winnable.
Yeah,
a couple of games for the Sand Sharks, and
that's going to be good.
Yeah, I might
Yeah,
sit
that's gonna
inside while it rains and watch that
that
on the Peach Belt app.
yeah, I might watch that. That's gonna be a good series, and that's a great one because that's kind of a new rivalry there. You got the
Yeah.
USCB USCA going at it, a new rivalry for years to come. So I'm
Yeah,
excited
for
to
sure.
see that series because I think it's going to be a competitive series, and I think USCB coming off of 2 straight wins, I think they can get the job done in this series.
I think
And
so
then
too.
on Sunday, Max, will you be on the call? Coming back?
Yes, I will. I will be on the
All
call for
right.
that game.
The
Yeah,
A-Team,
So,
Worldwide
Georgia
West,
College.
and Mad Max.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, hopefully they can salvage that last game of the series, and I think they got a great. I think it all comes down to how
They got a good
David
shot. They
performs
got a good shot on Sunday.
and how that defense plays behind him, because I think they've been carving up into that pitching staff. Although Reigns, who pitched the latter half of the game, plus like 5-6 innings and punched out 12, certainly saved them from using a lot more. So they probably have a couple more
Yeah.
guys left in there, but you're going to have to pitch better and find some opportunities to play solid defense, and give some credit to some of those guys who did play well. I think the third base side with Sebastian Biggs has been a nice story. Carson Phillips over at shortstop. Biggs, he did have one mistake there. Well, that was the other third baseman, rather. It's been a long day. I'm trying to wrap everything together. But yeah, I mean, USCB right in that second game, and it was 10-10 into the 7th inning. So you were right there. First one got away. I mean, you hate to see that. They've had some struggles on Friday nights. Hopefully, they'll be able to right that ship. But that's a really good Georgia College offense, and just credit to see USCB putting up some runs and hanging with them in game 2. And they can take a lot away from that, and it should be at least an exciting series finale over there on Sunday. And then USCB, UCA, and then the Beaufort girls soccer also on Sunday. I'm not sure.
Yeah, they're in a tournament somewhere. They play West Side tomorrow, and then they don't know yet who they play Sunday. I think they got 3 games in total.
I do have a lacrosse score. Hillnick Christian County lost to Bishop England tonight, 19-0.
I knew they lost, and I knew it was bad because the tweet just said varsity lacrosse loses to Bishop England. Score omitted.
There's your
so
score,
I had a feeling it was a little lopsided, as I had a feeling
Bishop England's good at lacrosse.
Bishop England is a well-established
they're really good.
And Hilton Christian Academy started their team like a month ago, so it wasn't really a fair fight. But credit to them for taking on the best.
Yeah, for sure. So
they went toe-to-toe with Bluffton the other night. So
yeah, they did. So thought I'd share that score with y'all.
Nothing ventured, nothing gained. Yeah, appreciate that. Great way to end it. Such a Debbie Downer on his alma mater.
Sorry. Sorry, I'm sorry.
But,
sorry. I love you guys.
Thanks to Nico Martucci. That was a great time talking with him. Sorry you missed it.
He was fun.
We'll get Nico back in here sometime. Thanks to Misa Garzone for jumping on with us. Thanks for the hospitality at the farm, as always. Got a lot of, hey, it's the Loco Sports guy. Got to see Ray. Ray was hanging around. I usually see him at the Hampton County games, but he was hanging around at Patrick Henry. Just got to see lots of good people out there. Did not make it out to see the Right Field Mafia. I was afraid I might not make it back to Bluffton by 10 if I went to see them, but might get a little rowdy out there. Right Field Mafia gets a little rowdy. But no, great show tonight, fellas. Love doing this with you guys every night. We'll take a night off tomorrow. Sunday night, we'll have Sand Shark Rewind, and then we'll get back on it. Tracy Martucci, you got it, Mama Tooch. We love it. Help us find some sponsors so we can keep this thing going. No, great job tonight. Great show. Love doing this, guys. Take tomorrow night off. See you Sunday for the Sand Shark Rewind, and then we'll round it back up. Get refreshed for another week of the Lowdown every night, Monday through Friday. Good times. So that's going to do it for tonight. Thanks to our sponsors and everybody who came along to listen or watch. We'll see you next time from Mad Max Garage, Worldwide West Kerr. I'm Justin Jarrett. Till next time, go Loco.
The Loco Sports Lowdown podcast is a production of Lowco Media LLC and LowcoSports.com, an independent media outlet providing grassroots local sports coverage in the South Carolina Lowcountry. We are sustained by community support from sponsors and patrons like you. Get in the game with a monthly pledge of $1 or more at patreon.com/LowcoSports to keep us going and growing.